Hi, I'm Sissy Lappin of Simple and Sold, and in this video I'm going to go over the 10 deal breakers. Knowing about these deal breakers and being able to avoid them is a huge bonus to keeping your transaction together. The first deal breaker is exclusions. As a seller, you need to make it clear which furnishings and fixtures come with your house and which do not. You should disclose these items when you show your house or remove them prior. These days, a wall-mounted TV seems to be causing a lot of disputes. And when I say exclusions or fixtures, I mean ceiling fans, anything that is attached to that house that you're going to be taking with you. Don't let the deal fall apart over a TV or a chandelier. The second one is failure to disclose, and my motto is, when in doubt, disclose it, and the earlier the better. A problem will seem much bigger to a buyer when they have discovered it on their own or have your home already under contract. Buyers are a lot more understanding when something has been disclosed to them and they have time to research it and get comfortable with it. Another deal breaker today is appraisals. The day when a home would always appraise for the contract price are gone. Sometimes the appraiser comes in short and this can be a deal breaker. Never assume your appraiser has the correct comparable sales. Just hand them the comparable sales and say, I know you probably have this, but just in case, this is for you. Another deal breaker is the survey. As you approach closing, the buyer might get your survey back, only to find out that your fence stretches 5 feet into your neighbor's property, making your lot short of 7,000 square feet your buyer wanted. As a seller, know your boundary lines. Many contracts call for a survey 3 days prior to closing, but you should have the buyer order the survey when they order the appraisal, in the beginning. Don't wait. If you take care of this in advance, you'll have time to work out a solution, if you need one. Another deal breaker is inspections, but most inspectors do call it like it is. But sometimes your buyer will want you to fix every single potential problem that inspector sees. You don't have to do this. And I have another video on inspections that I do suggest you watch that tells you how to deal with this problem. Another deal killer these days is the lender changing the deal. And this is a tough one to avoid since this falls into the buyer's court. Still, you can emphasize to your buyer the importance with working with a reputable and reliable mortgage broker, not someone's cousin or a friend of a friend. In today's new lending climate, you are guilty until proven innocent, and loans are taking 45 days to get approved. Sellers get upset by this, but there's really nothing anyone can do. I suggest posting on your Facebook or sending out an email asking your friends if they've had good success with a mortgage broker or banker. Sometimes you can find the best people to work with by doing this. Another deal breaker is spooked buyers. It's very common for buyers today to get spooked by cocktail party talk. Jealous friends and relatives who typically bought real estate at the peak of the boom and are suffering now tell buyers what a terrible time it is to buy a house, and then the buyer starts to worry. Never forget in real estate, the best advice to follow is, when the news is the best, sell it, and when the news is the worst, buy it. Another big deal killer is the lender dragging the buyer over the coals. Today's lending environment is very different from the environment even a year ago. Chances are good that your buyer will get scared by everything but the rectal exam approach that the lenders are taking them through these days. Many buyers take the lender's tactics as a signal they shouldn't be buying a home, and they start to second guess their decision. They fear they will not get approved and don't want the humiliation of this. Reassure them that this is just normal in today's lending climate and they just have to get through it. Another deal killer is the lender will close on the 30th. Well, the 30th of which month? Lenders these days have little regard for time. The big banks are like the federal government. It's one big abyss. So don't get alarmed if you're supposed to close on the 30th and it takes a couple of extra days for the lender to get the paperwork done. The last deal breaker is a really important one that often gets overlooked, and that is waiting too long to respond. Always get back to your buyer within 24 hours. Procrastination is a deal killer, especially in negotiations. You always want to give a response back to your buyer as soon as possible while they're still enthusiastic about buying your home. I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email us at info@simplandsold.com.